what are we doing, what we got going on today. Let me show you. Check it out. Comment, like, and subscribe. Well, guys, if you notice, the turbo kit is off. The turbo is missing in action. We got it off. And the reason we have it off is because we're making some changes. So let me show you a couple things that we found. So working on the back of the car, if you didn't watch the last couple of videos, Matt, I'm not going to crank the car up right now, but he got my wheel fixed over here, taking the wheels off of it, going to make some changes in the bars again, but the wheel is straight. Turbo is off though, because we found a crack in the wastegate flange, go figure. So that was cracked. So we did get that welded up. What a pain in the butt that was to weld up. It's kind of tight on this side. We got it supported here. I don't know, maybe we should do a little support across here too or something. But so now that is good. But that was kind of a side thought. Notice these boogered welds up right here on the side of this. So let me show you. So a couple weeks ago, made a post. We got a back pressure issue and made a post asking about 2.0 housings. This is a Precision Gen 2 H trim wheel with a 130 millimeter inducer, and the extruder is like 114, 115. We were running a 1.5 housing on it. So we wanted a 2.0 housing. So got with Precision. They had a couple that needed to be machined, and we got it ordered. Buddy, happy TKM, Kevin Mullins, they got us one ordered, so everything was really, really good. So I was like, okay, cool. When I talked to them on the phone, not TKM, but Precision, the guy I talked to was like, I mean, yeah, no big deal. We got 2.0s. We got the 2.0 housing, but in drag racing, nothing is ever as easy as you hope, right? So here is the 2.0 housing. All right. But immediately we have a problem. So got this in the mail last week, and it does not have a T6 flange. That is not a T6 flange. If you remember that big old rusty turbo that we had that wouldn't fit, this has got the same flange as that. It's a T6 flange over here on this one. This is a T7 flange. Bigger than like a normal, it's just bigger than a normal T6 by a good bit. I'm going to show you what we're going to do. The other problem we have is the V-band connection here for the wastegate. This is the flange out for the wastegate. Like if we turn this over here, you can see the difference. It is about a 1/4 inch bigger. So see how that fits nice and snug right there. Perfect. This one, not so much. Now that would still fit though, because it does. I'm going to see if, I don't know if my clamp will go around it, but before we do anything with that, I mean, I might be able to just get a bigger clamp to go on it and attach it. I mean, it is, if we center it right there, it's only just a little bit, and I think it might seal. It might seal, even though the flange is technically like a 1/4 inch bigger. If it does not seal, what this is, I got this off Summit Racing. It is a steel. It's where the 5-inch pipe is supposed to go, but this one, instead of having, like the pipe has a male register, and this one had a female register. And so basically it's just like this. And so what I'll do is I'll take that and weld it to that cast iron. And so once we do that, now my normal downpipe would absolutely fit that. So come up with the next problem. So let me show you. So I got Kelly. Kelly made me this plastic flange. So this is a T7 flange. This is the difference between a T7 flange and a T6 flange. That is quite a lot different. And basically the bolt holes, like if it was a dual flange, it would be out here. My first thought originally, now this is one of the streetcar fab flanges here. I was going to try to build this up and then drill and tap it, but the bolt holes kind of overlap. I mean, they would be a little bit of distance, but not a ton. So basically go like right there. The other problem, I mean, it would just be a pain in the butt. So ideally, what I would do is cut this whole kit apart and build another turbo kit. But that's not what I'm gonna do. So Kelly, I had the dimensions on this. So I sent these dimensions to Send Cut Send, and they got me one on the way. But it looks like it's gonna be a week or two. So then I decided I was gonna just hit up my local metal dealer, Metal Superstore in Durham, and I gave them the dimensions, and they were like, man, we have a plasma table. We can cut that for you. And so I was like, really? And they were like, really? So I just went and picked this up today. 1/2 inch mild steel. It fits perfect. So it fits exactly the way I wanted it to. And I actually got it just a little bit on the smaller side, but it looks like it's going to fit perfect. So what we're going to do, I've got to tap these, and you see how they kind of overlap there. So, that just is what it is. So we got these at 5/16 holes, plasma table. So I'm going to drill them. Obviously, the plasma table didn't get all the way good on the bottom, but it got a rough shape, and that's actually a really nice piece. So that's going to fit good. It fits the turbo exactly like it's supposed to. So I'm going to tap these to 3/8 of an inch, and then I'm going to get this centered up where it needs to be. And once I get this centered up, where am I hitting there? Oh, that's a little high there. So once we get all this deburred and get it exactly where it needs to be, I'm going to weld around these outside edges. So I'm going to weld it all around the bottom, all the way around the bottom, nice thick, I'm going to TIG weld it on there. And then we will have an adapter that will let us bolt the 2.0 housing on without having to recut everything. Now, obviously, this T7 kit would be a little nicer because it's got a little bit bigger. It could get a little bit bigger pipe to it. I think Streetcar Fab still does a flange. It's not on their website, but I think they do. I know Parker Speed has one, a nice billet flange, but man, I just don't want to redo the whole turbo kit. Which we may end up having to redo it all the time anyway because it keeps breaking. So that's the game plan, what we're going to do now. And we're going to see how this works out. This 2.0 housing is really big when you look at it. When you look at it comparing, let's see if I can get them so that I'm going to break a toe here. Hang on. Wow, when you set it up like that, that is massively different. Massively different. Just everywhere is like bigger. 1.5, 2.0. We're probably going to have to advance the cam back to get us a little bit of bottom end torque. We should free up some horsepower. Now, Chris Tootin and some guys said that they, in the day, tried, different turbine housings, and the peak power really didn't change. But I don't know if they were really, really maxed out on turbine flow. I definitely think we are on this big block. So I don't know. I mean, it may not work. Turbine housing was like $900. So, I mean, we may end up at twins at some point. But wow, what a difference between the 2.0 and the 1.5. I don't know. What do you think? Is it going to be worth it or not? Get in the comments. It's definitely going to do something. It's definitely going to make the spool slower. It's definitely going to free up some exhaust back pressure. But man, I don't know. I don't know if it's going to work or not. I mean, we have a pretty big engine, 532, and we know what the turbo is capable of doing on smaller engines because they can crank the boost up because they don't have the back pressure. But, my big engine just is not working out quite the same. So, yeah, what do you think? Get in the comments. Let me know. Okay, let's go drill and tap that flange and weld it on. And then we'll get back to you in a minute and let you know how it goes. Hang on. All right, a couple days later, guys, we have made some progress. So this turned out pretty good. I did have to machine it down just a little bit. But when I say machine it down, I mean flat wheel it. But we got it teed up. Cast iron, I used 309 stainless steel wire. I think it was 309L. I preheated the cast iron. I welded very, very small sections at a time. You can see I really didn't overheat it much. Welds are not great, but I think it's going to hold, hopefully. So I think we did a pretty good job there. But we did a pretty good job on welding it, so that was not bad. Our flange, so this was kind of a pain in the butt. We got it mostly flat using my little Harbor Freight flat, whatever the thing's called, a sand disc sander flat sander, belt sander, using my belt sander. So that turned out pretty decent. It is mostly flat. Man, it was a nightmare to doggone tap these. I guess when the plasma cutter cut the holes, possibly it worked hardened it because of the heat. And yeah, but they are in the right spot. So I got the measurements. This is a T6 flange, T7 flange. This is a T7 flange, T7 turbo. And so I made this hole. This is 5 inches apart and 3.38 apart. So I did make them, it's a little wobbly, but I mean, I hand tapped those. That one's, well, most of them are tight. That one's a little wobbly, it'll be okay. So hand tapped them, but I think it worked hardened because it was a pain in the butt. So the hole here is normally 3 by 4, 3 inches by 4 inches. And we ended up shrinking that down to 3.75 and 2.75. And so when this fits on here, and you see this thing, bada bam, bada boom, it fits right on. And you see it is really close. I mean, obviously, so there's a little bit of overlap there, a little bit of overlap there, a little there, but the housing is bigger. So with the housing being the bigger one, then this should be fine, obviously. So yeah, so that's going to work. So now the game plan. Let me show you the game plan now. Hang on. Okay, so this is where we're going to weld it. We got it marked. See, the inside is perfect. This width here, side to side. And like I said, it's a little bit bigger here, but that's okay. I'm going to weld it on the outside. So I'm going to weld it all the way on the outside, everywhere, all the way around. Right now, this is still T6. If I have a problem and I can't get this thing to spool up and I want to go back to my 1.5 housing, all I have to do is go in there with a side grinder and cut my welds, and then I can pop this plate off, belt sand that flush, and then I can put my T6 flange back on. I was thinking about redoing everything, making a whole new flange, but you know, Parker Speed is the only one that I saw that had one out available right now in the T7, and it was open. It was like open 3.5, and I've got 3-inch pipes. Now my headers are 3.5 coming out, so I mean I could do 3.5, and I may end up doing that. But now at some point though, velocity, right? So I mean that's a big housing. So I don't know. We'll see. Okay, let's weld this up. We'll come back in a second. I'll show you the end results. I'm gonna weld it here, and I'm gonna weld small sections so I don't bend this. Try not to overheat anything. Do like 1-inch sections at a time. So, all right, hang on. All right, made some progress here, guys. Didn't record a whole bunch of me welding. That was kind of a pain in the butt. That stainless steel flange and that 1/2-inch flange, it takes some heat to actually make that weld. I got it all welded. My little 110, I've got this little welder that's dual voltage, and in my garage, I've got a 15-amp breaker, and I was trying to weld it at like 115, 120 amps, and it was flipping the breaker. So on and off, on and off, on and off. So that was not fun. So we got the turbine housing mounted here. I've been playing with the downpipe. Got the back pressure sensor in there. The downpipe is, honestly, I think it's going to fit. So that's going to be okay. We might have to modify it a little bit. Like I said, it is a little bit higher. I do not know on the turbine, on the compressor side, if that's going to fit yet or not. Everything is like, it's like 1 inch taller, essentially. So my 1/2-inch plate and the actual turbine housing is a 1/2 inch taller too. So it's 1 inch taller. Should still clear the hood fine. Turbine compressor is definitely going to clear. That's not going to be a problem at all. This may be a little close. I mean, we do have a blanket on it, so hopefully it clears and we don't have to notch the hood. Probably won't notch the hood. So if it hits it too much and it's going to mess up the hood, then we'll probably just run it with no hood for a little while until I can figure out another situation. I feel like I have built a turbo kit from scratch here. It's not been super fun. But you know, it is what it is, right? You gotta either try it or don't try it. Send it back and be done with it. And I think it's the right move, guys. I really do. There's a lot of people that say maybe it might not be, but I mean, we're definitely. I think it's gonna be okay. We're definitely fighting a back pressure issue. And, you know, we could be fighting a compressor issue, but I don't think we're at 2,800 horsepower. That 118 turbo is supposed to be able to support like 2,800 horsepower. According to the math, we're like 300 or 400 less than that. So, you know, obviously the tune might not be fully optimized as well, but, you know, it is what it is. So I am going to advance the camshaft. Remember, we retarded it 4 degrees, so I'm going to go ahead and roll that back forward at least 2 degrees, probably 3 degrees, because I know this is going to be lazier spooling up. So I want to make sure that that is going to work. So yeah, so the flange seems to be good. When everything was nice and hot on the flange, I bolted the turbine housing on it just to, you know, see how it did. Had silicone on it, got a good seal around everything. So that seems good. Hopefully my welds hold. Hopefully, you know, we don't have any issues up here on this weld. Welding cast iron to, you know, steel. I don't know if it's, I don't know how good it's going to hold or not. If it breaks off, then we might have to get somebody to professionally like braze it on or something, possibly. So yeah, so fun stuff, man. We made some progress. So tomorrow, what I'll do is I'm gonna crank this thing up. I'm gonna go ahead and crank it with the turbo off of it, just so we can see how get any chips or anything out. I did try to blow it out the best I could. But, you know, all those bends and cracks and stuff, you know, it may be some particles in there. So crank it up, rev it up a little bit, get it to circulate the hot exhaust through there, get it nice and warm. I'll go ahead and get the downpipe attached and modified, depending on how that's going to go. So we might have to modify that, but I don't think so. It's going to be in a pretty similar position. It is a little higher over there. But we'll look at it. We'll see if we have to cut the downpipe apart. You know, it is what it is. We'll do it. Okay, guys. Well, that's going to wrap this part of the video up. So next video y'all see is going to be how it spools up. We'll finish it up, get it spooled up, and then next weekend we're going to be probably taking it to the track. So I don't know. Get in the comments. What do you think? Good move, bad mood, bad move, or what do you think? Let me know. Comment, like, and subscribe. Hit that hype button if it's available. Appreciate it, guys.